كلنا جميعنا ونتعاون يداً بيد لتحقيق هذه الأهداف المرجوة من هذا المؤتمر. هذا المؤتمر هو دعوة للجميع للبحث في كل أشكال التضامن الدولي لخلق سبل التطوير ومناقشة الدراسات والبحوث الحديثة والمعاصرة التي سيقع طرحها ومناقشتها ضمن فعاليات هذا المؤتمر المتميز بحضوركم. نحن هنا لبناء برنامج ثري المضامين والتوجهات، وهي مناسبة هنا أدعو فيها الحضور جميعاً للتكاتف والتعاون من أجل التفكير والعمل جميعاً في سبيل الخروج بالحلول والبرامج الفعلية التي من شأنها البدء بعملية التطوير لبناء مستقبل جديد مشرق للسلام والتسامح في العالم. نحن نسعى لتعزيز المعرفة والانفتاح والتواصل وحرية الفكر والضمير والمعتقد. التسامح هو الانسجام رغم الاختلاف، ليس فقط هو واجباً أخلاقياً، بل هو أيضاً مطلب سياسي وقانوني. أيها السادة، هدفنا هنا هو تعزيز قيم التسامح والسلام والاحترام المتبادل لتصبح كعمل مؤسسي مستدام في الدول. العمل على انفتاح شرائح المجتمع كافة المختلفة وتوحيدها والتعايش السلمي والسلام والتسامح. ونتطلع إلى إثراء قيم التسامح والتعايش عبر وسائل الإعلام المختلفة والمنصات الرقمية، وتقديم التشريعات والسياسات الهادفة إلى تعزيز الثقافة وقيم التسامح الاجتماعي، إذ أننا نسعى هنا من خلال هذه المؤتمرات لتمكين الإنسان بغض النظر عن عرقه ولونه ودينه وجنسه، ليعيش في مجتمع آمن سعيد ينعم فيه ويكون محميا من جميع الجهات ولديه الحقوق التي تؤمن له حياة سعيدة كريمة لخيره وخير المجتمع. إدراكاً منا بأهمية التعاون الدولي لتحسين ظروف معيشة الإنسان، وإيماناً بوجود كفاءات وخبرات هائلة وإرادة قوية لرفع التحديات التي تفرضها علينا التطورات والتحولات التي يشهدها العالم، قمنا بتأسيس هذا المؤتمر الدولي لدراسة سبل تحقيق السلام الذي بدوره يؤمن مستوى ومستقبل أفضل للمعيشة، إذ أنه الأساس للعملية التنموية بكل أشكالها، وفي سبيل تحقيق الأهداف المرجوة من خلال هذا المؤتمر نسعى للجمع بين الجهات المعنية وأصحاب العلم والخبراء والمنظمات لعرض الرؤية والأهداف، ومن ثم مناقشة أوراق العمل والبحوث والدراسات والخروج بتوصيات وحلول في الجلسة الختامية في محاولة منا لتطبيقها ضمن برامج فعلية فيما بعد على أرض الواقع. واسمحوا لي هنا أن أتقدم بخالص الشكر والتقدير لفريق العمل وجميع اللجان الإدارية والاستشارية والعلمية والإعلامية والتنظيمية، لكل من شارك في هذا المؤتمر وفي إنجاز هذا العمل تعزيز التسامح والسلام الذي سوف ينقسم إلى 4 جلسات. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today for humanity, for tolerance and peace. Tolerance is respect, acceptance, and appreciation of the rich diversity of our world's cultures, our forms of expressions, and ways of being a human. It's our hope that we will be able to come up with a successful and definitive practical recommendations and solutions in this conference to establish a new era of humanity, tolerance, and peace, and an intellectual work through which perceptions of a healthy and safe society will be produced. Protecting and advocating for the peace process, which is infrastructure for all the development projects to help building and securing societies' basic needs and expand individuals' opportunities to reach the maximum of their potential and capabilities. Our goal here is to foster tolerance and peace by knowledge, openness, communication, and freedom of thought, conscience, and belief. It's only a moral duty. It's also a political and legal requirement. We aim here to replace the culture of war by a culture of peace, to promote the values of tolerance, peace, and mutual respect to become a sustainable institutional work. We're looking here for the openness of the various segments of society and the consolidations of coexistence, peace, and tolerance. In addition to that, enriching the values of tolerance and coexistence across the various media and digital platforms, and introducing legislations and policies aimed at promoting cultural, religious, and social tolerance values. Realizing the importance of international cooperation to improve the living conditions through securing the Peace Foundation, we established this conference to secure a better standard of living and better future of humanity. In order to achieve the desired goals through this conference, we're looking to bring together the concerned authorities, scholars, experts, decision makers, and international organizations to present their vision and objectives, then discuss work, papers, researches, and studies, and come up with recommendations and conclusions and solutions in the last session in an attempt to implement them within programs in a very soon future. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the conference team and to all the committees and international organizations and individuals who participated and contributed to the completion of this work. الحضور الكريم، إننا هنا اليوم من أجل الإنسانية، من أجل التسامح والسلام، وأملنا أن نستطيع أن نخرج بتوصيات وحلول عملية ناجحة ومميزة في هذا المؤتمر لتأسيس عصر جديد للإنسانية والسلام والتسامح، وعمل فكري تنتج من خلاله تصورات لمجتمع سليم آمن يسوده المحبة والسلام، ينعم أفراده بحقوقهم في التعايش السلمي لبناء التنمية والنهضة الشاملة، ومناصرتهم لمساعدتهم في تلبية احتياجاتهم الأساسية وتوسيع الفرص المتاحة لهم للبلوغ للحد الأقصى من طاقاتهم وقدراتهم. وأود بخالص شكري لفريق العمل ولجميع المنظمات الدولية والأفراد الذين شاركوا وساهموا في إنجاز هذا العمل. والله ولي التوفيق، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. شكرا جزيلا سعادة الدكتورة تمارا الغولا غاصي، نائب رئيس الاتحاد الأمريكي الدولي للتعليم، رئيس المجموعة الأمريكية للاستشارات والتدريب والمؤتمرات، أصحاب المعالي والسعادة، مشاركينا الأفاضل، ضيوفنا الكرام. يطيب لنا أن نستهل مؤتمرنا الموسوم تعزيز التسامح والسلام برعاية الاتحاد الأمريكي الدولي للتعليم وبإشراف المنظمة الأمريكية الألمانية الدولية للتنمية والسلام والمجموعة الأمريكية للاستشارات والمؤتمرات والتدريب ومنظمة التحالف من أجل الإنسانية، وبالتعاون مع مجلس الأمن والسلام الدولي والمجلس الأعلى لسفراء السلام، بالإعراب عن امتناننا لمشاركتكم في محفلنا الموقر الذي يسلط الضوء على أهم القيم الإنسانية ألا وهي التسامح والسلام، لأن التسامح يفضي إلى المحبة والسلام. أرحت نفسي من هم العداوات لما عفوت ولم أحقد على أحد، إني أحيي عدوي عند رؤيته ليدفع الشر عني بالتحيات، وأظهر البشرى للإنسان أبغضه كأني قد حشي قلبي محباتي. الناس داء ودواء الناس قربهم، وفي اعتزالهم قطع المودات. شكرا لحضوركم. يسعدنا الآن أن نبدأ ونستأنف جلسات مؤتمرنا بعد الكلمة الافتتاحية لسعادة الدكتورة تمارا الغولا غاصي، ويرجى من مشاركينا الأفاضل الالتزام بالوقت، وستعطى 5 دقائق لضيق الوقت لكل مشارك، ونستهلها بكلمة للدكتور محمد كوتا، فليتفضل. الدكتور محمد كوتا. دكتور حسين. الدكتور حسين
ربما يحتاج لمايك ربما.
الآن دكتور حسين.
الو مرحبا.
مرحبا دكتور حسين.
يعطيك العافيه استاذ. يعطيك العافيه دكتوره تمارا. دكتور محمد مش مبين على الشاشه بالمره.
فقد كان متواجدا. كان متواجدا قبل.
ممكن يعني نحكي احنا ناخذ مكانه.
نعم دكتور حسين، الكلمة لك الآن.
مساء الخير جميعا وصباح الخير جميعا حسب موقعنا من العالم. الله يمسيكم بالخير. مؤتمر مهم جدا في هذا الوقت العصيب من تاريخ العالم. ثقافة وتعزيز التسامح والسلام أمر مهم جدا اشتغلت عليه منظمة الأمم المتحدة، واشتغل عليه مجلس الأمن، واشتغلت عليه كل المنظمات الأممية في العالم. نحن نحتاج في كل عقد من هذا الزمان إلى إعادة النظر في كل المواثيق والمعاهدات والاتفاقيات الدولية المتعلقة في قضايا السلام والتسامح، ذلك أن العالم ما زال لا يرتقي ذلك أن العالم لا يرتقي إلى ثقافة التسامح والسلام المطلوبة، التي هي من خلال عملنا في المجموعة الأمريكية للاستشارات والتدريب والمؤتمرات سنعمل على وضع لها بروتوكولات جديدة خاضعة لما خضع له العالم ما بعد جائحة كورونا. الواضح أن العالم يدخل في مرحلة مختلفة جدا من ثقافة التسامح والسلام. نحن نريد من خلال المجموعة الأمريكية للتدريب والاستشارات تعزيز ما وقف عليه العالم من ثقافة التسامح والسلام ونشرها، ومساعدة على تدعيم التربية المرتبطة في مثل هذا الأمر. التسامح والسلام يحتاج إلى أدلة تربوية ليكون العالم أقرب إلى فهم ما يحدث في العالم من متغيرات ومن منظومة رقمية جديدة. الآن نحن نريد مكتسبة تربويا، ولهذا تسعى المجموعة الأمريكية للتدريب والاستشارات أن يكون الفهم الجديد لقضايا التسامح والسلام مرتبط بالمواثيق الدولية التي وضعها مجلس الأمن والتي وضعها الأمم المتحدة والهيئات المختلفة المرتبطة بحياة الإنسان. الواقع المعاش الآن، عالمنا يحتاج جدا إلى ثقافة وتعزيز التسامح. في منطقة الشرق الأوسط تحديدا والمنطقة التي نعيش فيها، وفي أفريقيا وشمال أفريقيا وفي بعض دول العالم الآخر، هناك استشراء وزيادة في أعداد الفقراء في العالم، زيادة في التخلف الصناعي، زيادة في تلوث البيئة، زيادة في الأوبئة، بحيث أنه تحدث الصراعات في أكثر من 40% من دول العالم وبعض مناطق العالم. ما زالت الصراعات قائمة وتدخل في أزمات جدا مؤثرة على التسامح والسلام، حتى أنه منظمة الأمم المتحدة والهيئات التابعة لها في قضايا التغذية والزراعة والبيئة والتعليم والأطفال والمرأة بدأت تدخل في نظرات مختلفة جدا للآليات التي يجب أن نفهم فيها كيف يمكن أن يؤثر التسامح والسلام، ووجود شركات مؤثرة ومجموعات مهمة، ونحن نعمل لنكون ضمن هذه المجموعات من خلال التدريب والاستشارات وإقامة المؤتمرات المهمة. ثقافة التسامح ثقافة مهمة، وثقافة السلام ثقافة مهمة، لأنها تعيد توزيع الطاقات والتنمية المستدامة، وتعيد توزيع الفكر التربوي المختلف، تعيد المنظومة الرقمية إلى واقع مأساوي في بعض المناطق التي لا يصلها الإنترنت أو لا تصلها حتى المواد الغذائية. في هذا المؤتمر أنا أدعو من خلال المجموعة الأمريكية للاستشارات والتدريب إلى أن نعمل جاهدين مع الأمم المتحدة ومع مجلس الأمن ومع المجموعة الأمريكية الألمانية ومع جامعة الدول العربية ومع كل التنظيمات الإقليمية في العالم إلى أن تكون ثقافة التسامح والسلام أساسية في المجتمعات الآن، تحديدا ما بعد كورونا التي وضعت خلخلة في العلاقات الاجتماعية والعلاقة بين الفرد والدولة، وأيضا بين المجاميع والدولة. الآن تظهر على السطح إشكاليات كبيرة جدا جدا من حركات اللجوء واللاجئين في العالم نتيجة تفشي الكورونا في بعض المناطق وتفشي الصراعات والنزاعات الداخلية. علينا أن نعمل، وهذا مبدأنا في المجموعة الأمريكية للتدريب، أن نعزز التعايش الاجتماعي والتعايش السياسي والتعايش نحو ثقافة السلام، بحيث أنه نربي في الأجيال الجديدة مثل هذه الثقافة ونعززها بالقيم وبالأدلة وبالمصادر التعليمية المهمة التي قد نتعاون فيها مع منظمات دولية كاليونسكو والأمم المتحدة ومجلس الأمن وحتى المنظمات الفرعية، بما في ذلك من المنظمات المعنية في قضايا نزع السلاح وأيضا الأغذية. أعتقد أن المؤتمر سيعرج على مثل هذه القضايا المهمة التي يعيشها عالمنا، وتحديدا منطقتنا، منطقة الشرق الأوسط وشمال أفريقيا، وصولا إلى بعض أطراف غرب آسيا. هذه منطقة مشتعلة بالنزاعات والأحداث. للأسف الشديد ضياع ثقافة التسامح وضياع السلم المجتمعي والسلم السياسي فيها أدى إلى ظهور إشكاليات كبيرة جدا جدا في هذه المجتمعات، منها فقدان الأطفال لمصادر دخلهم، مصادر تعليمهم، ومصادر حمايتهم. الآن تنتشر عشرات المخيمات ما بين تركيا إلى وصولا إلى شمال أفريقيا، مخيمات في لبنان، في الأردن، في سوريا، في تركيا، وفي العراق، وفي العديد من الدول. تتوزع عشرات الآلاف من اللاجئين الذين الآن بظل جائحة كورونا وظل الصراعات المناطقية والصراعات الداخلية في اليمن، في سوريا، في العراق، في أكثر من مكان للأسف الشديد، وأيضا في ليبيا، وأيضا في العديد من الدول الأخرى، نجد أن مفهوم ملاحقة التغذية وملاحقة المدرسة وملاحقة السكن الآمن بدأ يطغى على ثقافة تعزيز التسامح وتعزيز أنظمة السلم المجتمعي والسلم الذاتي والسلم الداخلي. ظهرت العديد من القضايا جدا مؤثرة على المدى البعيد، وعلينا أن نعمل عليها وتعمل عليها المجموعة الأمريكية للتدريب والاستشارات. سنعمل من خلال وجود الأساتذة والخبراء والسفراء والأمم المتحدة، كل المشاركين معنا في هذا المؤتمر، أن نسعى في واحدة من التوصيات إلى إعداد بروتوكول لنشر ثقافة التسامح وتعزيزها والتفكير خارج الصندوق في هذه القضية، لأن الصراع الآن في كثير من دول هذه المنطقة سيقضي على كل الطرق التقليدية في التعامل، لأننا نحتاج إلى مؤسسات قوية، نحتاج إلى بروتوكولات أكثر تنظيما للحماية ولحفظ حقوق المواطنين على أرضهم، ومنع النظرة الفردية ومنع التسلط. أشكركم، إن شاء الله أنه نحاول في هذا المؤتمر أن نصل إلى توصيات تساعدنا على إنقاذ العالم وإنقاذ الروح البشرية وتعزيز ثقافة السلم. شكرا لكم جميعا. أشكر طبعا الدكتورة تمارا عمر الكولغاصي على كل الترتيبات الذكية والراقية وهذا الوعي في اقتناص فرصة النظر إلى ثقافة وتعزيز التسامح والسلام، لأننا في هذا الوقت تحديدا ما بعد جائحة كورونا نحتاج إلى مثل هذه المسائل المهمة، نحتاج أن تكون جزء أساسي من يومنا ومن تقاليدنا في التعليم وفي الإدارة. الآن التباعد الاجتماعي دكتورة تمارا نتيجة كورونا للأسف الشديد عزز سلطة الآخر، سلطة القوي في بعض المناطق وخصوصا في مناطق اللاجئين، وهذا حديث آخر قد نضطر أنه يعني أتحدث في نهاية المؤتمر. شكرا لكم جميعا، شكرا دكتورة تمارا، شكرا لكل الهيئات التي ساهمت في إنجاح هذا المؤتمر الذكي.
شكرا لك دكتور حسان. دكتور حسن المايك ميوتد.
شكرا جزيلا أستاذ حسين. الكلمة الآن للدكتور محمد كوتا، فليتفضل. نرجو من السادة المشاركين الالتزام بالوقت. يسرنا مشاركتكم، يسعدنا أن نسمع كل ما تقولونه، لكن لضيق الوقت يعني خصصت 5 دقائق وهي أقل من القليل جدا لسماعكم. دكتور محمد موجود؟ محمد كوتا.
ربما عنده مشكلة في الإرسال.
سمو الأمير أندرو يعني بعد إذا كان موجود.
Prince Andrew Williams as the next speaker. Are you here with us? Prince Andrew Williams.
سمو الأمير أندرو ويليامز.
It looks like he has some difficulties with connection, so we can move forward to the next speaker.
Okay. Luz Maria is the next speaker from the USA, and we'd like to hear from you if you are here. Luz Maria.
I don't know why some of the attendees today, they are not really able as a speakers to join because of the connection difficulties. So they may rejoin in about, minutes or so, or maybe in a few minutes. So we'll move forward to the next speakers, and whenever they come back, they let us know, and then we'll give them the chance again to for their speech, okay?
Okay, then we are moving to Dr. Arjumand from India. Dr. Arjumand, are you with us?
Yes, she's with us, but she's muted.
Okay.
Dr. Hassan, Prince Andrew is waiting. He's texting and he's saying Prince Andrew عم بينتظر.
فليتفضل.
Maybe if Khalid give him the mic. Khalid, can you give him the mic?
فليتفضل دكتورة تمرة.
Yeah, he's waiting. I don't know, maybe Khalid shall give him the mic. دكتور حسن هو عم ينتظر. خالد المفروض يعطيه المايك.
خالد ممكن تفتح
استاذ خالد ممكن اعطيني هوست؟
خالد if you go and اعطي
انا عرفت جميع المتحدثين.
And also Luz Maria, she's here. She's saying she's here, but Khalid didn't give them the mic. So they are waiting. Luz Maria are waiting and Andrew is waiting. Khalid لو سمحت أعطيهم mic. خالد هل أعطيت المايك للوز ماريا أو أندرو؟ أوكي دكتور حسن فيك تقدم المتحدث اللي بعده وإن شاء الله يكون خالد.
لوز ماريا كانت موجودة ممكن تقدميها.
We're sorry everyone since we have 37 speakers, but this is the technical issues with the Zoom, with the microphone especially. We love your patience till the next speaker comes. We don't want to mess the program. We want to go with the time. Thank you all.
Okay, Dr. Hassan, so you can move forward with the next speaker according to the program.
دكتور أرجمان زيدي من الهند. هندية.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Arjuman. Hello. Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you
Welcome.
hear me?
Yeah. Welcome.
Okay. 1 moment. 1 moment.
Okay.
Can you see me?
Yeah. Now we can see you.
All right. All right. Hi, everyone. Very good evening. And my greetings from India. It's wonderful to be here. I think there are a lot of technical difficulties right now. I am also facing some issues of connection. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go
Yes,
ahead.
Doctor.
Okay. 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 All right. You can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. As it's a wonderful event and a wonderful topic, which is a need of the hour, because everywhere the intolerance is visible from every country, every community, and everywhere. So this is the right time, and it is the time to ignite people and create this awareness among masses that yes, we should go beyond tolerance. I strongly believe, because since last many years, I am having this my campaign, Peace and Tolerance Through Human Rights, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. This Kashmir is the top of India and Kanyakumari is the bottom. So we believe that entire country should be aware about peace and tolerance, and we should ignite the love and affection among masses. Basically, the aim of all these conferences should be not only focused into the tolerance. Tolerance is the bare minimum what we can really expect from all human beings for each other, at least for whether it is a community, whether it is beliefs, or whether it is religion, education, gender, anything. At least that much we can behave, we can do, and tolerance is the bare minimum thing where we can definitely do that. It is not beyond our existence or beyond our capability. Basically, we should think about beyond the tolerance. We should go ahead a step and create some kind of affection, some kind of respect for each other, respect for our communities, respect for our religion, for each other's religion. And it is very important to create this awareness among masses, because it is not only about the tolerance, but there are various factors which can create tolerance and peace, love, and respect for each other. The most important thing is that we should know each other's beliefs and religions, customs, and this is how when we talk about other religion, only we talk blindly because we are not aware about the basic fundamentals of any particular religion. So it's very, very essential before commenting anything, we should know the depth of that particular religion. And I strongly believe, and I can assure and guarantee that all the religion, basic fundamentals, if you go deep into it, you will find all of them are same. All of them have equal kind of things. All of them have basic same things. Everyone believes that we cannot hurt others. We cannot go beyond certain levels of disputes. So basically, at this moment, it is very, very essential that all of us together will make a difference. And this is a very wonderful platform which has been created by Dr. Tamara, that she's creating awareness about various facts, figures, and various topics which are really burning topics, and these are the need of the hour, that we should really talk about it, because talking is the ignite point for anything, what any mission or any big thing. The ignite point is to talk about it, to bring that to the table and discuss with the like-minded people, and then broaden the horizon of this and talk and multiply with number of people and number of communities, number of organizations and inter-organizations, partnership about things, doing things together, making a difference in the masses, and collaborating with people. So these are the basic things we have to really do, and make the other people understand that it is very, very essential to know other religions also, the basic fundamentals of other religions also. So I think if we follow these few very important techniques of bringing the peace into the societies and tolerance into the societies, then second point is, the ignorance. Ignorance is really a very harmful thing. Wherever we see that there is lack of education, there are more problems. These people are not aware how to really, react about certain things, and they are pampered by some people about certain things, and they are misguided by the people who really want to use masses for their own benefit, for their own good things, for their own achievements. And then what happens? These wrong rumors, they multiply in the masses. So we have to really stop this technique of people. We should not encourage them. If somebody is talking about anything which is not relevant to the facts and which is not correct as per the information, as per the facts, or without facts, as some people are talking, we should not encourage them in our community, in our society, and in our surroundings. So we should always go with the facts and figures. So these things, I think, are really important, that we should create awareness about things in collaboration, and mutual understanding about religion, respecting other religions. So creating this awareness with lot of love and affection, with brotherhood, with not criticizing others.
Dr.
So I think
Jamal,
yeah.
Sorry, we are running out of time. If you could, in absence, and thank you for.
Yeah, so this is what I really want, that we should collaborate with masses and on a larger scale and make a difference. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for your words.
Other speakers, thank you so
Thank you so much for the motivational speech, for the inspiring words. I think we are moving to the next speaker. If Luz Maria is here, or Andrew Williams, Prince Andrew Williams.
شكرا. الكلمة الآن لويز ماري.
Luis Maria or Andrew Williams.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, Luis Maria.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes, I don't know what happened before. It's like I was mute, I think. But now
Yeah, we have some technical issues. Yeah, so sorry for that.
Thank you so much. No, don't worry. Okay. Hello, everyone. Before I begin, I would like to introduce myself. I'm the president and founder of Fundación Luz Maria, an organization dedicated to helping women who experience domestic violence and women in need in the US, Argentina, and around the world. I'm also the founder and president of Fundación Luz Maria in my hometown of Santiago del Estero, Argentina. Throughout the years, the foundation has received help from donors, sponsors, and government grants. My experience includes support and advocacy for survivors of domestic violence. I'm a licensed attorney of law in Argentina, and I took a specialized course in international law of human rights. I'm an advocate for world peace and international cooperation, and I believe that the global community has a huge potential to address human rights if we all work together. Peace and tolerance are at the center of my work. Through the Luz Maria Foundation Worldwide Partnership and the work with the United Nations, I push for acceptance, justice, and change. Globally, we can come together to create a more harmonious, open-minded world. Much of the work I do is to spread awareness about preventive measures to help end domestic violence for women. We are living in unprecedented time. In the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, the global community has watched violence erupted across the world. It is essential that we not lose sight or forget about the violence taking place behind closed doors. Domestic violence and violence against women in the time of COVID-19 pandemic has spiked. The domestic violence prevention community refers to the increase in domestic violence as a shadow pandemic. These women and children who often suffer in silence deserve recognition in the international conversation. COVID-19 has jeopardized the safety of women across the world. Women and girls make up 70% of the essential workers who are maintaining the economy of the world during this pandemic. In this way, women are at the front line of the pandemic. We must take action by prioritizing service and support for women and provide economic support for individuals and organizations and continue to raise awareness. Fundación Luz Maria prioritizes empowering women economically and encourage government and regulatory bodies to promote economic programs and policy for women. We have partnered with the food bank to distribute food to different localities in the city of Santiago del Estero, Argentina. Providing economic support to women will prevent domestic violence and femicide, while economic security for households is at most important, so is economic security for individual women. Micro-lending programs that encourage women to use their existing skill to develop economic independence have seen tremendous success across nation and culture. Direct service through shelters and permanent housing options are crucial. Support for this service can help prevent women from feeling trapped in domestic violence situations. Education is also a recognized pathway for upward mobility. I encourage that we continue to find ways for young girls to go to school. We believe it is important for community organizations to tackle the lead in shifting the social standard which normalize domestic violence and violence against women, and economic inequality are a common cause most of the time. The mission of Luz Maria Foundation is to raise awareness, promote public events, to advocate for women facing domestic violence, and assist victims through outreach programs and protective shelters. Together, we can work to continue to promote economic empowerment for women globally. We must come together as a global community to empower women and girls to leave situations of domestic violence and seek independence. Through this action, we have the power to create lasting and influential change and a peaceful and more tolerant world. To learn more, please go to Luz Maria Foundation, and thank you all. And I hope that tolerance is spread across the world more than ever before at this moment that everyone is facing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Luz, for your speech.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we will be going to the next speaker, Ambassador James Mercy. If he is there, please, the Zoom manager, open his mic. Ambassador James.
Yeah, he's available. If Khalid, just give him the mic.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure being here. Greetings to everyone and all protocol duly observed. I'm James Mercy of Batumebi from Nigeria. I want to contribute to this topic, tolerance and peace. We must understand that if there's no tolerance, there cannot be peace. Why? Because we have different characters, different backgrounds, different homes, and we have come together to live together. So how could that be if there's no tolerance? That is, we have to tolerate ourselves. The shortcoming from every individual, we must understand it. Then it will be able for us to tolerate ourselves. So whatever we see coming from our fellow man, the fellow human being, we see that as his or our shortcoming. Then we try to adapt to tolerate such from such a person. Then to talk about peace, you know, we do define peace as out of war. We do define peace as an absence of conflict or trouble. So it still traces back to tolerance. If there's conflict, and if we are able to tolerate ourselves, then we can get over it and maintain peace. So they still go together, pari passu. You can't take away tolerance from peace. So to simply put, tolerance is the solid foundation for a peaceful existence. Tolerance is also a base or foundation for peace or a lasting relationship. Because if we cannot tolerate ourselves, then relationship cannot work. So there won't be cordial relationship. Then one thing we must also understand, we must also promote dialogue, because like what Ambassador from India said, that when we are in this form, we must come together and reason together. That is, we work together. And there's no way we can do that if we cannot tolerate ourselves. So it's very important. If you realize that something is wrong or something is not good, and you cannot tolerate that any longer, then there must be a dialogue. That is, you communicate with such a person. You call such a person to address that issue, that the relationship or friendship continues. If that is not done, such a person might not know that he is causing one problem or the other. The person might not know that you are be tolerating him or her this way. He might think he's doing the right thing, and to the best of his knowledge, to the best of our knowledge, he might think he's doing the right thing. So we must introduce dialogue for peace to reign and to maintain that tolerance. If dialogue is not introduced, there might still be conflict. It might still lead to what we don't expect. So it is better to maintain peace, to maintain that tolerance. We must introduce dialogue. That is, we communicate with our fellow man, we communicate with our partner we're working with. He might think he's doing the right thing, and we have been tolerating such a person all this while, but we want to cope and we want a lasting solution. So let's call such a person, let's dialogue, let's see how we can get over the conflict or whatever problem that might come up. So I will rest my case there. Thank you for the opportunity given to me to talk here. And
thank you so much for your presence.
Thank you to the organizer of this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presence and for your speech, Ambassador James. We will be moving to the next speaker, Lania Jamal from Kurdistan region of Iraq. If you are here.
Yes, I am here.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I would like to say thank you for the organizer of this conference to select me as a speaker from Kurdistan, Iraq. I would like to introduce myself. This is me, Lania Jamal from Kurdistan, Iraq. I am a peace ambassador or peace builder, also assistant country director of Global Peace Chain in Kurdistan, Iraq, and Global Peace Peace Summit Kurdistan organizer last year in my country. I would like to say, as all of you know about Iraq and you hear about Iraq, we have a lot of war and conflict in my country. That's why we would like to talk about our victim and also about the peace in our country and peace process in our country. I would like to mention in our country, also in the Kurdish part in Kurdistan, Iraq, we live more than 8 religions in our country, different religions. We living together by the peace, and also 4 different nations like Kurdish, Arab, and Turkish people in the same city, in the same governor. We are living together with a peace and without any conflict. That's why I say terror and cooperation, also and landmines, drug and dictatorship, monopoly, global environment pollution, threats of and displaying industry, technology, and also coronavirus taught us when we are together, we succeeded. When we are with each other, for each other in peace, accord and united, we succeeded. To be together to succeed, we are in need for peace as much as breathe, rain, land, and sun. We have to turn peace from hope into belief, into speech, decision, and into a tangible goal, to turn it from fiction, imagination, and dream into reality. Only on the basis of simple principle to love, prefer, and virtue for others, whatever we love, prefer, and virtue for ourselves. At the last things, I would like to say peace talk have always had a better and more positive effect on resolving disputes in the face of armed conflict and trying to resolve disputes through military means that have often left a negative impact on the future. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
I would like
Thank
to
you so much.
say thank you for all organizers and all the people to attend this conference. I would like to say good luck for everyone.
Thank you so much, Lania Jamal from Kurdistan region of Iraq. We'll be moving to the next speaker from Morocco, Muna, if she can hear us or if the Zoom manager open her mic. Muna. Zoom manager, please open the microphone of Mona.
ممكن بعدها محمد ما مرت.
Okay, then we'll be moving to the next speaker, but she's here, but I think there's a problem with the mic. So we will move to another speaker from Armenia.
Hello.
Oh, Mona is here. Okay. Welcome.
Yeah. Is the video also not working?
No, the video is not working.
Okay. Anyway, hello everybody. My name is Azarwal Mona, and I'm from Morocco. And currently, I'm a medical student in Russian Federation. First of all, I would really love to thank you, all of you, for giving us this chance today, especially with people like you with such an interesting experience, and to share our experiences also as peace ambassadors. I'm so glad to see this kind of initiatives, especially when you people of this region and give us a chance as you to be heard. So we all know that during this pandemic of COVID-19, our people are struggling and it's a global crisis, but actually we already have another one, which is the humanitarian one and peace one. Even during this time, people are struggling, and instead of standing together and helping each other, and we see a lot of examples each day. And the thing which really scary thing is that we see that young people don't really care about this, and they don't really act. Like few people who really care about peace or peace are really peace ambassadors or really change makers. So for me, actually, being a peace ambassador, it's not just in main problems and conflicts. It's more than maybe a lifestyle. And I'm working on international organizations and international environment problems, and also my medical background, which we really have to work as peaceful lifestyle. So last year, this year actually, I was participating in an international forum, Eurasia 5 here in Russia, and I've been awarded with the best youth project under the auspices of UNESCO with cooperation with Muhammad Abbas, and we built a new movement, a new organization, which name is Building Powerful Youth. Our organization, it's based on a really famous saying of Franklin Roosevelt, which is, we can't always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. So for us, it's that we're gonna build this youth, we're gonna support this youth in different fields, like to build their mind, peaceful minds in education, in medical help, in all the fields we're gonna have. So this is a new organization now, and we are working on it. And our next event, or first event, will gonna be held here in Russia. So I guess you are all welcome if you are interested. I really love to help everyone who really need it and who really have an interest in projects in mind or ideas, because we have to stand with each other, and as we are today's youth, we are today tomorrow's future. So thank you so much again for having me, and it will be a chance to have you next time.
Thank you so much, Mona. We love to hear you again in another conference, maybe another event. We love to hear from you. Okay, and the next speaker, it's myself actually. It's me doing the next speech. My speech, I'm really focusing on diversity and sustainable peace. And what's the connection between these two is it's what I'm going to explain throughout my speech. But first, I'm going to pick a country in the Middle East, and that country is Iraq. And also, you'll know that throughout the speech why I'm choosing Iraq as an example. Okay, Iraq, it's been about a century that there is no complete peace. Like there's always a cycle of 8 years war, 8 years peace, and maybe less or more the time of the war, but approximately this is the duration for the war and peace. So, and in between there's a 4 year of post-war effects. So that the country, the people need to recover. Then there are still some ongoing small conflicts that affect the people's daily life activities. So this cycle, why this cycle exists, it was like one of the things that made me wonder about it. So I started to study about it, and one of the main reasons is the diversity that Iraq it has. And the reason that this diversity has caused these wars, because in Iraq, we do not celebrate diversity. This diversity has led us to, made us apart, and that's because, and the reason is, there is a low level of tolerance. And this low level of tolerance had led us to lots of wars. For an example of this diversity in Iraq is the Kurdistan region of Iraq, the place where I'm from. In Kurdistan region of Iraq, like we are 5 million people, very small number, but very huge difference, like in their background. There are different political background, different religious background. They have different ethnicities, but this diversity, within this diversity, the low level of tolerance had led us to lots of wars in the past. But the good point is, in the last decades, what I'm seeing, what I've read about, what I've experienced is things are changing, hopefully, to a positive side. An example of that is the 2040 ISIS. Like Kurdistan region was one of the main targets for ISIS, and that was mainly because they thought that this diversity, these differences of ideas, is like what makes it easy for them to invade and take over. But actually, what we saw is, regardless of their differences, regardless of having different opinions, different political ideologies and everything, they all came together and united in this small region, and they fought against ISIS. That was something that was really it was miraculous, actually. In the front line of the war against ISIS, the Kurdish military force Peshmerga, within that line you could find Yazidis, Baha'is, Kakais, Muslims, Christians, all fighting together against ISIS. That was something that we learned from, that this cooperation, this being together and fighting together, is because the level of tolerance is increasing. It's going up, so they can understand each other, they can accept each other. So by that means, so in peace building organization, as the organization that I'm working in, Middle East Sustainable Peace Organization, we started doing lots of projects, peace building projects, dialogue session clubs, in which within the dialogue session clubs, they were members from different backgrounds, so that they can talk and understand each other, so that they would accept each other, they would see their different points of view, and in this way, the level of tolerance increases. So by this way, like we try to promote the tolerance level, we try to promote peace within that small region. And what we saw, actually, it was amazing. Like, they were really nice positive outcome. They were like Yazidis Christians and Muslims, they were all working together in one team for a peace carnival in Kurdistan region. That was something like I cannot describe it in words how happy I was when I saw that, when I experienced that with them. So the takeaway from my speech is we can overcome all these difficulties, all these misunderstandings, all these stereotypes only by small steps. Like what we did was looking into the micro level of like the individuals, working on the individuals, then collecting them in a big name of a conference, for example, the conference that we are doing, and they would understand each other person by person. It improved everything. And the reason that I picked Iraq as an example, because Iraq had been in the Middle East and still is in the Middle East and always will be in the Middle East. So the countries around us in the Middle East, they have similar issues. So it's something that I want to share the experience so that they can benefit from it. And also the reason that I'm sharing that in this international conference is to say that whenever you have a potential war coming or there's a war, we all are in organizations and we can raise the voice so that we can raise the voice so that we would help the other countries around us. So thank you so much. That was my speech. And we'll be moving to the next speech. And the next speech is from Armenia, Arpin, if she is here. Arpin, are you here? Okay, then you will go to Trade Khalid from Jordan.
She's not here.
Okay, then Muhammad Abbas, Trade Khalid from Jordan.
Okay.
No video, right? You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but the video, we cannot see you actually. Muhammad Abbas, if you can open the video for him.
Okay, you can start. So
he can't open a video, sorry.
Okay, so we are sorry, Trade. If you can share
that's okay. Okay. Hello. My name is Fadl Masri. I'm from Jordan. I'm a president and founder of the International Youth Ambassador Foundations. And at the same time, I work with IMC, with Syrian refugee in AHIABGA camp. Thank you for all organizers to create this amazing conference, and that's we need in this time. In the 5 decades since the adoption of Declaration of Human Rights, great progress has been made in promoting and understanding and respect for its principle, but constructing a world which embraces the principle of non-violence, respect for human rights, sustainable development. Cultural diversity faces many challenges around the world, and particularly in the Middle East. As defined, the United Nations of Culture of Peace is a set of value, attitude, mood of behavior, and ways of life that reject violence and prevent conflict by taking their root causes. The year 2000, decided by the UN, the International Year of Cultures of Peace, was starting upon the global movement for culture of peace. It was millions of exciting movement and individuals already working toward this goal. How we can act as an agent of change within our institution and government, youth. We need to understand the relationship between individual action and functions, rules, power of our system of government. To make the necessary transformations, we must talk with other people and organizations about building a culture of peace. Together, we as union government and institution to commit to doing their part. The lack of young people recognized as political and economic actors undermine the peace builders' contribution. Making young peace builders feel under onslaught and upper appreciated and that their effort are wasted. To recognize young peace builder agency and politics from Black youth individuals and peace building actors, it is critical that policymakers and government understanding that young people who grow up in conflict and post-conflict zone constantly make strategic decisions about how to engage with politics, adapting violence and non-violence technique or struggle. Despite the challenge natures of conflict and post-conflict context, young people show great negotiation skills to repair damaged community relationship through creative and innovative initiative. Additionally, they can contribute to shaping societal norms and value so that they can find a voice and place in emerging peace-building structures for young peace builders. For example, attending like international peace building conference like amazing your amazing conference has political takes experience, and this should not take this youth and all attendees experience, and this should not transform them to their but prepared alliance that pursuit of common local and national good. Government contribution young peace builders as agents of conflict transformation work is not only to address the challenge of physical violence, but also to attack structural and cultural violence. This includes addressing the broader social change process to transform violence, oppressive and hierarchical structure, relationship behavior and attitude into more particularly and inclusive one, emphasizing youth role as agent conflicts transformation to change negative concept of youth, contribution to peace builders and vital that policy maker and government move away from symbolic contributions of youth that reduce advanced category of homogeneous group and undermine agency young peace builders. It is also important to take into consideration the perils and challenges young people that tend to face during an armed conflict. Tomorrow, leaders are today youth. The education and participation is key of the world future. Yet they have not been accorded the attention that is required. As remarked by aliens of civilians, it is intensive phases of work. I thought young people comprise the majority of the world population. Their view and voices have a few channels of expression. Those who have direct influence open their lives, such as policymakers generally do not view them as powerful and therefore make a little effort to include them in the local and international affairs, even a decision that directly affect their life. Thank you all, and thank you for listening, and thank you so much for your effort to create this conference online.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Raid. We will be moving to the next speaker and the last speaker of the first session. She is from Morocco. If Mohammed Abbas give her the mic. Roida Rashida. Oh, sorry, my Arabic reading is not that good. Mohammed Abbas. Dr. Hussein, could you...
رشيدة بالمغرب. تفضل.
Yeah, Morocco. Could you please invite her to the shout out her name? Sorry, Muhammad Abbas, could you put her on mic? Could you open her microphone?
رشيدة
سعيد خواجة بعدها.
Rudaya Rashida, I think, yeah. Rudaya Rashida, if you are here. Okay, then the first session is over, and Dr. Hussein Al-Awsi will start the...
Sorry, Mama, she's here.
She's here? Okay. Okay, she's the last speaker of the first session. After that, we move to the next session, and Dr. Hussein Al-Awsi will be with you for the next session.
شكرا جزيلا. إن الذات السلبية في الإنسان هي التي تغضب وتأخذ بالثار وتعاقب، بينما الطبيعة الحقيقية للإنسان هي النقاء والسماحة النفس والصفاء والتسامح مع الآخرين. الكلمة الآن إلى السيد سعيد خواجة طه. نترك الكلمة الآن إلى السيد سعيد خواجة طه، أيضا من كردستان العراق. لإقليم كردستان العراق مشاركة فاعلة في مؤتمر اليوم، أكثر من متحدث، أكثر من مشارك. هاك سعيد موجود؟
Muhammad Abbas, can you open Saeed Khwaja mic?
Saeed?
Yes. Saeed from Kurdistan region of Iraq.
Okay, wait, just a sec.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear Saeed.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me first, and for conducting this conference, which I find it very important and very essential to be conducted from every now and then, I would say, for the need of this world to such conferences and such actions, I would say. So I guess I will talk about the role of international community in promoting peace and tolerance. In my personal opinion, like this, I mean, opposite to like many of the Middle East view that they, some of them see it like, sometimes they see the international community just an attendance of what is happening in the area, but opposite to that, in my opinion, it has been playing a very important role in many cases in our area, our region. Without their intervention in these conflicts, they might have been worse. I wouldn't say the international community have solved all the conflicts, which is impossible to be solved, of course, but they might have been lowered the damage that these conflicts can create. So if I talk about our experience, for example, in the post-war 2014 of ISIS war, I would say the international community represented by all these international organizations have had their touch in the area, and they have, to a limit, contributed in very good actions that helped the area, that helped people, that created peace and promoted for tolerance as well. So hopefully there will come a time that we will not need to promote for peace anymore. We will have a peaceful community everywhere, hopefully. But until then, let's try all together to promote and to do actions to raise peaceful community everywhere. Thank you very much. And
thank you so much, Saeed from Kurdistan region of Iraq. Next speaker is from Nepal. Dr. Pia Ratna, if you are here with us. Muhammad Abbas, if you can put Dr. Pia Ratna on the mic. Muhammad. Okay, then we'll.
He's not here. Sorry.
Okay.
He's not here. Next one.
Okay, next one is Taris from Slovakia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, hello everyone, nice to meet you. I'm Teresa Majvaldova. I'm one of the founders of OZ Care for You, which is based in Slovakia. First of all, let me sincerely thank you for the opportunity to participate in this conference. I really appreciate it myself, and it is an honor for me and our organization. Our organization, Care for You, is a small organization, but with a big soul. We support volunteering in all dimensions. We are dedicated to the prevention of human trafficking, to the promotion of human rights and self-development, as well as to the improvement of life and social relations between the majority and minority society at 3 levels: local, regional, and also international. In our organization, we believe that everyone has an opportunity to self-development and to believe in her dreams, regardless of race, religion, nationality, or experience. Even today, where the conflicts between countries or religions are deepening, as well as the standard of living is declining due to the coronavirus pandemic, such conference as this one and the strengthening of mutual dialogue between organizations is very necessary. We think that it is also necessary to support individuals and communities and to support their inner motivations, to help others through their own language and stimulate a positive experience in them, because people have more similarities than differences anywhere. We think that even with approximately selected activities and methods of implementation in international teams, the use of social networks, such as now video conferencing, is more important than in the past, as it is better for greater reach and dissemination of positive experiences with volunteers.
Sorry. Muhammad Abbas, what happened? Is she still in the Zoom? Muhammad Abbas?
I believe connection lost.
Hello?
Okay.
Oh, she's back.
Oh, she's back. She's back. Okay.
Yes, okay. Hello. Yeah, I'm here. It just got disrupted.
Totally.
Okay, so I will continue if it's possible. So, for example, I remember one of our projects which took place in Wales, where the motto of the project was, "I don't speak languages, but I speak art." It was an international project from 7 European countries, where various forms of art, such as singing, theater, dance, and painting, not only supported our own creativity, but also supported and motivated participants to humanity and greater tolerance. And we managed to build bridges between the majority and minority groups in the streets of Cardiff. Subsequently, during the project, we successfully established a new platform of social networks, which enabled us to connect to even more people. It is one of our projects where the support of self-development of the individual with pieces of good gradually became like a snowball during the project and affected several hundreds of people. Not to forget the indescribable experience that each organization has used in its country at the local level. Since our establishment, we have regularly created long-term projects, for example, for mothers with children which come from excluded groups in the local community center with an emphasis on improving social relationships. For us, our volunteers are our heroes. During the current pandemic, not only travel, but also the creation of workshops is considerably limited or even impossible, and that is why the establishment of even narrower forms and partnerships between organizations is more than necessary. So let's not forget the fact that non-governmental organizations intervene there where the state has no power. So supporting people, spreading tolerance, motivation, and positive attitude is expected and necessary from us leaders in this difficult situation in the world. Precisely by our support and promotion, we can reach even greater tolerance and peace in the world and connect, such as through this conference, and share our inspirations. Thank you very much for your attention and have a nice rest of the evening.
Thank you so much, Ariza. There were lots of beautiful phrases that she used. I really got into it. So next speaker will be Grisha, if she is here, from Portugal. So Muhammad Abbas or Khalid, if you are if you are on the managing Zoom, please give her the mic.
Hello, I'm here. Yeah.
Hello, welcome, Grisha.
I'm sorry, but at 7 I was not able because I had the problem. My computer just crashed. It fell to the floor in another meeting. And so that's why I was trying to fix, and I still...
As long as you are fine, everything is okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Okay, so it is a pleasure. My name is being here today. My name is Graça Soares. I'm from Portugal. And I'm here representing Youth Opportunities, although I'm also a member representing Kalinka, Portugal. And it's so amazing to be part of this event, especially on this topic, which I love so much, because we also see so familiar faces and familiar names from people that we already know in other initiatives. So I'm here representing regarding Youth Opportunities. It's a youth organization, international organization, a platform, international, that was born in Bangladesh, in Dhaka, in the context of a big economic crisis and employment. And so the founders decided that youth didn't have access to information, access to opportunities to boost their professional leadership and development and to progress in their careers. So they started to found this organization, which they aimed to promote all kinds of opportunities for young people so that they can apply and have meaningful chances to progress in their careers. For example, internships, fully funded scholarships abroad, international conferences. So there are, of course, ambassadors per each country, and our main goal, our mission, is to promote these opportunities, organize also some events let's say, support on how young people can, for example, apply and be successful applying for highly prestigious universities in the UK, in the US, in Russia, etc. And this is very important. So it has been a pleasure to be part of organizations that empower young people. And in the opportunities, I have this chance of knowing people, having people asking me sometimes if I have knowledge or of internships that they can apply here in my country or abroad. And so it's always a very positive feedback. Currently, I'm also in another project that I'm developing regarding the COVID-19 pandemic. And I think that's when we are to promote peace and tolerance, because I'm also very critic in this issue. I think it's important to be active, to have an active voice in peacemaking. But for us to have a role in this topic, we must first know what are the problems that exist in our countries, that exist in our communities. We can just be advocates for peace and not knowing what are the problems that we face. For example, in this regard, I must say that as a Portuguese from Portugal, my country, it's fortunately considered to be the third most peaceful country in the world. I mean, at least in the last rankings of World Peace Index. And of course, this is because of various reasons. There are not isolated factors. Our history, the fact that we have one of the oldest borders in geographical, so the geographical borders, it's one of the oldest. We don't have so much we don't have this international conflict. So fortunately, we have good diplomatic relations with most countries in the world, and our passport is also one of the most valued abroad. But sometimes Portuguese don't have this notion, and they are always, for example, blaming the government in foreign affairs issues without acknowledging that not everything is negative. Sometimes it's just there are factors in our country which are of course negative. We have lots of problems related with corruption, with nepotism, but fortunately regarding the field of peace, regarding the field of peace building, we are the ones supporting initiatives for cooperation, especially in our the countries which were former Portuguese colonies. For example, those which speak Portuguese, let's say Angola, Mozambique. We know that Mozambique, unfortunately, is a country that right now is facing a wave of terrorism, unfortunately, especially in the north region in Cabo Delgado. And Portugal has been playing an active role in putting an end to this supporting technologically with resources countries that are part of CPLP. CPLP is the community of Portuguese-speaking countries.
I'm sorry, Grisha, but we are running out of time. If we give the chance
really
to the other
sorry.
speakers, no, it's totally okay. It's totally okay.
Yeah, just to say that I also organized a conference which was related with this issue of the CPLP conference previously in Youth Opportunities in June, and it was also amazing. And I would like to share more with you after this session. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's our pleasure. Okay, next speaker is Shahid Hadi from United Kingdom.
Hey, hi everyone. مرحبا بالجميع.
Welcome.
Slow. عبارة باش حاوريان لكردستان. I am Shahid Hadi. I am from Iraq, Kurdistan region of Iraq. I am now located in London doing my master's degree in bioinformatics. I want to share my experience with you. I have been working, I am a co-founder and an active member of the DCO, Dialogue and Cultural Organization, who has organized hundreds of events and tens of conferences, focusing on building bridges between different nations, religions, ethnicities, and also fostering a peaceful coexistence and civil infrastructures. During my experience, I have met lots of people, decision makers, people from security, military backgrounds, even ISIS fighters in prison. And I want to share my experience there. I always believe in comprehensive approach for these kinds of issues. First of all, I want to focus on how can we build tolerance and peace coexistence locally. I think that in the short-term plan, we should always fight against main triggering factors of extremism, which mainly are poverty, economical issues, persecutions of minorities by majorities, or vice versa. And the main point that I found during my experience, the most effective point that makes people run away from extremism and to start to believe in tolerance and peaceful coexistence is by increasing the awareness of the catastrophic, destructive ramifications of extremism. So most of the people, when even ISIS fighters, when they have joined the ISIS or Al-Qaeda, they have been, after they saw what their ideology has brought to them, to their personal life or to their cities, they were regretful for what they have done. And secondly, regarding eradicating these ideologies, if we want to eradicate this ideology, we need a new generation. And for this, we need a high quality education, I think. We should focus on education to eradicate the ideologies in the upcoming generations. And it's something like fighting the ideology in the short term is doomed to failure because of what I expressed, what I said about it. Internationally, I think, as we have many friends from democratic countries, these friends have a great power if they would like to use to increase the awareness about the international money laundering machineries, like the banks, for example, banks in Switzerland, in Luxembourg, in Isle of Man, in Dubai are not controlled and are the major international money laundering places. I think our colleagues from democratic countries can follow these people, oligarchic people in the international community that have great power and that sponsor many kind of conflicts because of their interests. And secondly, last year I participated in a workshop here in the London School of Economics and Political Studies, and I found that mostly regarding the Middle East, the think tank groups that are behind designing the policies, foreign policies of the United States for different areas, the think tanks affiliated with policies for Middle East are strongly linked to Pentagon, while other think tank groups that design the US foreign policy for places like Japan and South Korea were mostly affiliated with the foreign ministry, let's say. And the plans are, we can see the difference between the two areas. In these areas, in the areas like Japan and like South Korea, the improvement in human rights, in economy, but having a security approach, having a military-minded approach towards the Middle East concatenates and adds to the greatest substantial problems that are there socially. So this, I think, internationally.
Sorry, your voice is off. So now
I think I was muted by the administrator.
Okay, we're sorry.
I think internationally increasing the awareness among international democratic countries about the money laundering and oligarchic groups and diverting the policies of the think tank groups to divert the cases of Middle East from think tank groups that are related to Pentagon, diverting them to the think tank groups that are more strongly related to the foreign office will be a great achievement. Lastly, I think that there are many people that are talking about a Marshall Plan-like initiative towards the Middle East, and I think this is very critical because there's a huge space in the Middle East, and if this space is not filled with a real democratic initiative from the Western democratic countries, I think autocratic regimes like China and Russia will take these opportunities and will come to the Europe doorstep and become either we will have a Middle East that will be like a democratic Middle East and a great friend of the Western democracies, or the space in the Middle East will be filled by the autocratic powers which will have a great pose a great threat for peaceful coexistence and tolerance in the world. And thank you all.
Thank you so much. It was a really pragmatic thinking, pragmatic approach to the issue of tolerance and peace within the Middle East, especially, and Iraq as well. So our next speaker is Sebastian from Colombia, if he is here.
Thank you so much.
Sebastian. Sebastian. Muhammad Abbas. Is Sebastian in the Zoom? Okay, then I'll move to another speaker from Nigeria, Igweshi Augustine. Igweshi Augustine from Nigeria. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Good evening here in Nigeria.
Good evening at your time.
Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you may be.
It's good night on my side.
Okay. Pleasure to be here, and I appreciate the organizers, especially Tamara, for this great opportunity to share on tolerance and peace. My name is Igweshi Augustine. I am from Nigeria. I live precisely in Abuja, Nigeria, the capital city of Nigeria. I am the Executive Director, Center for Peace Advocacy and Sustainable Development. It's a youth-led non-governmental organization that engage young people in peace-building actions, also build their resilience, and ensure that they embrace the culture of peace and tolerance. So today, I'm here to share my view, my understanding about tolerance and peace. For me, tolerance is actually what fosters knowledge, actions, communication, freedom of thought, consciousness, and belief. So for me, tolerance, we can say, is the act of respect, acceptance, and appreciation. For us to have a peaceful environment, we must be able to tolerate one another. Countries, continents, individuals must be able to tolerate each other. Nigeria is a diverse nation with very different cultural, religious, and political affiliation. The only thing that has triggered religious conflict and violence in Nigeria is intolerance. But our ability to tolerate one another, understand our cultural differences, our diversity, tradition, it forms the foundation of peace. Because without tolerance, I don't think we'll be able to communicate as we are doing now. We should be able to understand these things, that tolerance is the bedrock to achieving peace. Because when we are able to understand as a human being, we are diverse, we are dynamic, we come from different cultural background, different belief, different religion. But our ability to understand and appreciate these factors, these differences, these diversities, this culture and religion makes peace possible. So tolerance, peace must begin with tolerance. And for us to achieve sustainable peace, we must first of all build tolerance. Even in family, we need to teach our children of tolerance, because when we build tolerance in a child, when a child understands the art of tolerance, for example, in schools, they were able to tolerate their classmates. They can be able to tolerate their differences. They grow up with that consciousness of tolerance, which actually, when they come up to youthful age, to adult age, they begin to exhibit peacefulness and peaceful coexistence among themselves, which we better translate to national, regional peace. And understanding peace is not actually the only absence of war. Yes, there may be absence of war, but as we know, we have both negative and positive peace. So when there is absence of war, we may say there is negative peace, but this does not mean that there is peace, because somebody who do not have that standard of living, who do not have that knowledge, who do not have access to education, access to healthcare, access to things that will be beneficial and improve the standard of living of that person, will not have peace of mind. So the person is still experiencing some kind of conflict, intrapersonal conflict. So we must understand that peace is not only absence of war. It is important to address the root causes of conflict and violence, which is when we talk about structural violence, those structures that we need to address, the internal issues and things that triggers violence and conflict. We need to deal with it before we can progress to peace. These are one thing we need to understand, that we need to deal with the root causes, we need to understand the root causes, the immediate causes, and all of that. When we'll be able to do that, we'll be able to achieve peace. And we should be able to look at dialogue. Dialogue is another way of fostering peace. Because when you look at dialogue, when two nations go into conflict violence, you begin to look at how they can be able to dialogue, to reach an agreement, a concrete agreement, to understand, to be on the table to negotiate and come up with a concrete agreement on how to resolve the conflict.
Mr. Agwish, we are kind of running out of time. We have to give the chance for the speakers. It's long.
Okay. I would say that we should begin to understand our cultural differences and appreciate that. With that, we can be able to, our cultural, religious, political differences, if we'll be able to do that, we can be able to live peaceful coexistence. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Agwishi from Nigeria. So the next, we are starting introducing the next speakers by another moderator. I'm just taking a little break. Shepi is the next moderator, and she will be with you to introduce the next speakers, and she will moderate the next speakers from now. So Shepi, if you are here. Muhammad Abbas, Khalid, if you...
I think she needs the mic. If Muhammad Abbas gave her the mic, she's available.
Muhammad Abbas. Okay, great. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, Shepi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brother Mamresh. And greetings to you all, city of Africa, Johannesburg, which is also the cradle of humankind. Greet you from South Africa. And also a special greeting to Dr. Tamara. And I have been listening, what a wonderful topic. It is a topic that we all know. Our father, Tata Mandela, has even driven it. And actually, that is how he is well known globally, for being the father of peace. He himself, after 27 years of suffering, he came out of prison and he said, let us declare peace. How wonderful is that? What kind of a human being who would go through suffering and still come out and saying, I am not here to revenge. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us continue so that I don't become the program myself, but it is wonderful to be here. And it is a topic that is very close to our hearts. We live with social cohesion, we live with peace at all time and respect for all people. How lovely it is that I am here today. I never thought that I will be moderating among people that speak totally a different language that I cannot even follow one digit, Arabic. So that was also challenged me to say, I need to go and learn something so that next time, Mr. Mamresh, I'm able to greet in Arabic and be able to say thank you in Arabic. Dr. Tamara, we have a challenge and we have something to do there to help me to learn Arabic. The next speaker, as we have said, is Virginia, number 7, Virginia Anna Tosova from Bulgaria. Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Are you here? Thank you very much. Welcome on stage. The mic is yours, madam.
Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure for me to be on such a conference with people from all around the world. So my name is Virginia Tanasova and I'm from Bulgaria. I have MA in Public Relations and Master degree in Political Science, and my experiences and work experience and internships are somehow connected with this topic. I have internships and work experience in Ministry in Foreign Affairs in my country and consulate ministers and Ministry of Defense. So my interests are exactly in the sphere of intercultural dialogue, international peace and cooperation, sustainable development. Here I present the International Youth Organization Kalinka, and I'm a Kalinka ambassador for my country, Bulgaria. First, I want to tell you more about this organization. Kalinka brings together young people from more than 70 countries around the world. And the project team have organized since now many international conferences, cultural and educational exchanges, context quizzes, and provides volunteer assistance. One of the main purposes of the organization is to fight with negative stereotypes about different cultures. So we believe that such public diplomacy is an important tool for improving the international relations. And so about the topic. We are living in a really complicated time. At the beginning of the second decade of the 21st century, the international community witnesses a wild spread of internal and regional conflicts based on race and sects, and the growth of the epidemic of terrorism and violence that hit many countries, which negatively affect the world peace stability. So war, violence, and persecution left one in every 100 people on that planet a refugee, internally displaced or seeking asylum. We are living at a time where the level of worldwide displacement is higher than ever before, fueled by ongoing violent conflicts in Syria, Afghanistan, different parts in Africa, and too many other places. Fortunately, displacement itself can lead to further conflict as communities, populations change, grow, and adapt to new realities of their demographics. Conflicts are natural and unavoidable, as we as human beings are naturally diverse. But we must support and embrace diversity, see it as a strength, and practice active tolerance to ensure these natural conflicts can be peacefully resolved. For that purpose, as you know, 25 years ago, the United Nations adopted the day 16th of November as a time for renewing our commitment to tolerance. So 10 years ago, the Secretary General Ban Ki-moon of United Nations stated that our practice of tolerance must mean more than a peaceful coexistence, crucial that is. It must be an active understanding fostered through dialogue and positive engagement with others. It is crucially important now more than ever that we practice not just tolerance, but this active tolerance. Passive tolerance is simply not enough given the struggles our world faces today, especially with highly engaged and active extremist groups seeking to spread messages of intolerance, hate, and violence. What is this active tolerance? It means bringing people together across conflict divides, closing communication gaps that breed ignorance, distrust, and fear, breaking down stereotypes, and fostering new relations founded on deeper understanding, acceptance, respect, and trust. It means more than simply just accepting the existence of other groups with different norms, languages, religions, or beliefs, and instead interacting with them, learning from them, and using those differences to create a strong, peaceful, and thriving society. Tolerance recognizes the universal human rights and fundamental freedoms of others. So people are naturally diverse. Only tolerance can ensure the survival of mixed communities in every region of the globe. United Nations members before years adopted Declaration of Principles of Tolerance. And this declaration qualifies tolerance not only as a normal duty, but also as a political and legal requirements for individuals, groups, and states. It emphasized that states should draft new legislation when necessary to ensure equality of treatment and of opportunity for all groups and individuals in society. Education for tolerance should aim at countering influences that lead to fear and exclusion of others and should help young people develop capacities for independent judgment, critical thinking, and ethical reasoning. The diversity of our world's many religions, languages, cultures, and ethnosis is not a pretext for conflicts, but it is a treasure that enriches us all. So tolerance, it is, as a conclusion, I can say it is a value and a key trait of our social fabric. It's in that field of education, it means ensuring that no gender is flavored or that people of determination enjoy the same opportunities as other children, with whether in academic studies or in sports activities. So in my country, I live in a small country, but it's really peaceful. We have different minorities: Greeks, Israeli, Turkish, Russian minority. In our schools, our country schools are in an amazing reflection of what our society is. All children discover each other cultures and traditions in an educational and recreative context, and in the progress they learn what we are all not so different and that we always have similar aspiration. It is essential that society accepts this reality from an early age and within a carefully uh, nurturing environment. So on this conference, I use the opportunity and especially in the wake of some violent attacks that occurred in the recent days in Europe and Australia, Austria, you know. So I urge all to take action, however small it may be, to encourage dialogue, understanding, collaboration, and positive engagement with others from different cultures. So let us go beyond the passive tolerance and find concrete ways to engage with others and promote the strengths of and embrace our diversity as a human race. So that's all for me. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to keep connection and talk about this topic and our projects that Kalinka do offline this conference. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. And we're by now reach over 100 minutes, and let me just summarize the 100 minutes. So we finished the first session. We're in the middle of the second session, and we had so many speakers already talked, and we still have more. So we're in the middle of the way of the conference. So far, great speeches we had in this conference, and all the speakers added very valuable speeches for tolerance and peace. We all thank all the speakers who already put all efforts to participate in this conference, and we're moving forward, and we'll continue the rest of the conference. What's left now, the session 2, the rest of the session 2 and session 3, and then we will move forward and doing the recommendations and conclusion. Again, thank you everyone, and I will give it to Chipi. Chipi will move on and continue for the rest of the speakers, and then we'll go to the recommendations. Thank you everyone for all your efforts and being with us today in this conference.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tamara, for all the comments. Thank you very much also for calling us together in this manner. And also, let's take another opportunity to say thank you to Virginia. Let's also remind each other, all the speakers, please. I love you very much that I would like to hear all what you're saying. So allow us to let you speak so that we don't take the mic from you. It's 5 minutes allocated, and we would like to be kind and peaceful to one another. So please take your 5 minutes and always watch when I send the comments to say you've got 3 minutes to wrap up. Always see the comments that are coming on your screen so that you can wrap up, and then we would like to remain peaceful and loving to one another. And I believe Sweden has sent us a representative in the name of Maria Feneke Yilokomi. Maria, are you ready? From Sweden.
Yes, I am ready. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The stage is yours, madam. You've got 5 minutes.
Yes. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this conference. Thank you, Dr. Tamara Omar and American International Education Federation. And thank you, Alliance for Humanity and Mohammed Abbas. And yes, also thank you to all organizations who support this event. It shows that we are many who really want to promote tolerance and peace. And if we do it together, we can make a difference. And yes, my name is Maria Feneke Yilokomi, and I am from Sweden. And I am involved in different international NGOs. Some of them are global, AHIABGA-TV, Alliance for Humanity, and United Youth for Sustainable Globe, who all support this event. And yes, a theme for this second session, the role of the international community in promoting tolerance and peace, is of course something that concerns us all. We all have a role to play in promoting a more peaceful society and a more peaceful world. And if we try to spread tolerance and peace among us, we can spread it even further. And we all have one legal document to use for this that we can use in education and as a tool in education. And it is a declaration on principles of tolerance. And I share it here in the chat if someone wants to use it. We have many organizations where we can use this tool and help education to promote tolerance also, because this is what we need. And yes, we celebrate International Day for Tolerance because this document was signed in 1995 on the 16th November. So this is why we celebrate this day. So yes, we need to come together and do this. And the first article in this declaration states that there is harmony in difference, and this is what we all need to stand up for, and we need to tolerate people from different religions and beliefs, and we need to understand that other people can have different views, and this is why this kind of international conference is very important, where we can discuss and we can learn from each other that yes, we can have different religions, but we can tolerate each other and we can have peace among us. And yes, it is very interesting. So I would like to thank all the previous speakers also. We have so much to learn from each other, and we are from different cultures and different parts of the world. And it is interesting to try to see the world from another person's point of view. So this is why it is very much to learn from this kind of multilateral discussion. And yes, I promote global citizenship, that we all see ourselves as part of one big human family, and that we all have one home, our planet, that we all need to care for. And we all know that climate change is causing much trouble in some parts of the world, and this is something we all need to care for together.
Yes,
Climate action.
Right. Maria, sorry, I would like you to wrap up. You have now 0 minutes.
Yes, okay. Yes. Lastly, I would like to thank all participants here, and I hope we can continue to work for a more peaceful world. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. So sorry to do that. As I have said, thank you very much, Maria. And indeed, we are here because we have the best interest at heart of one another, our countries. We look beyond the color, we look beyond the religious groups, we look beyond any culture, but we are saying we are all human citizens on this globe, and we are to take care of each other. Right about now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to zoom across the Atlantic, because remember, I am in Africa. I would like to zoom across the Atlantic and land in Los Angeles, and there I find His Royal Highness Prince Williams Jr. Ntate, please take the stage.
Well, thank you so much, my darling daughter, and thank you so much for Dr. Tamara and my good brother, Dr. Mohammed Kota, among others. I'm here as president of 5 Points Youth Foundation in the United States and chairperson of the International Advisory Board of Goodwill Ambassadors. I'm honored to include our own Dr. Tamara, as well as others here in that. While I do not condone, support, or agree with all of the actions taken by the United Nations, I do acknowledge its Wikipedia definition as an intergovernmental organization that aims to maintain international peace and security, develop friendly relations among nations, achieve international cooperation, and be a center for harmonizing the actions of nations. It is the largest, most familiar, most internationally represented, and most powerful intergovernmental agency in the world. However, today, we're here to celebrate peace and tolerance that was inspired by the UN's International Day of Tolerance in 1996. But even though this is a virtual event, spiritually, we're based in Yemen. Yemen belongs to the least developed countries, and referring to its numerous severe structural impediments to sustainable development. And as of 2020, the country is placed in the highest fragile state index and the second worst in the global hunger index, only surpassed by the Central African Republic. So you see, in our desire and urge to promote peace and tolerance, we must truly begin with the most vulnerable to ensure that we really leave no one behind in the Middle East, Africa, or anywhere on Earth today. November 20th is also important, as it was in 1959 when it was developed as the Convention on the Rights of the Child. Unfortunately, the United States stands alone as the only country refused to sign that resolution as of today. So you see, we cannot rely upon the United Nations nor individual countries to take the lead to localize the intended benefits of the Sustainable Development Goals. We must ourselves embrace human right number 29, responsibility, and make sure all children and people on Earth understand that we all have human rights to positively impact our own quality of life, the quality of life of others, and of the quality of our Mother Earth. So thanks to one of the organizations I represent, the Ed Food Foundation, registered with EcoSoc since 2018, our hostess today, Dr. Tamara, and I will be asking all of you attending and all of our audience worldwide to join our efforts as Goodwill ambassadors and activists to be the change that the world needs so desperately. We can freely use available online tools and resources for those of us that have them, so that we can, in fact, reach those and support those in rural areas or hard to reach areas of the digital divide. In closing, we invite all of you, interfaith organizations, academic institutions, business associations, cities, municipalities, labor organizations, and others to join free the United Nations Global Compact so that we can work together in a worldwide community resiliency network and plan of action. I encourage you to contact Dr. Tamara after this event so that we can plan and work together through the EdFu Foundation and other ECOSOC and civil society members in a united cause for our future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ndate Andrew. Thank you so much. That is why we are here, because we have heard the call from Dr. Tamara and yourself, and that is why we're saying, let us join hands and let us be activists, let us be loud, but in an effective way. Thank you. Right about now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to come back into the motherland, Africa, and land in Tunisia. This is where I'm going to find Lilia Kazri. Are you ready? The mic is yours.
Yes, definitely.
Lilia Kazri.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Super glad to be here among you. And I should say that definitely your speeches were super motivating and inspiring as well. On this very important day, International Day of Tolerance, it is important to highlight the fact that this day reminds us of the importance of being of sticking to each other and leaning on different values in this life in order to remain strong, and of course in order to create a very harmonious worldwide community. Not just tolerance, but also communication, compassion, empathy, and so on. All of these compose a magnet of peace and so on, which can definitely make our world a better place for all genders, for all ethnicities, all cultures, all people, no matter from where they come from, no matter their cultures, backgrounds, and so on. They just need to be united, of course, through leaning on tolerance. The word tolerance itself reminds me of so many memories from childhood, especially the days when we were kids and we were just not knowing about, the realistic situations of this world. We were just leaning on, our very peaceful intention and our angelic manners and so on. We were, very somehow united and trying to build up relations with the other kids and so on. And I really hope that this gets back to nowadays, and this applies for nowadays, because this is exactly what we need, especially during these circumstances and during this period of pandemic and so on. Tolerance is not, and definitely will not just be related to one country or one continent. It should be universal, just like the different other values, including mutual understanding, including communication, empathy, and so on. We just need to, as I mentioned before, to stick to each other and also forget about the past historical context, because somehow some people forget, just keep sticking to their historical issues of imperialism, colonialism, and so on. They just forget that after all, we are human beings, and we need to always remind ourselves that we are much probably the same as humans. Of course, we are different somehow, but these differences should unite us. It's actually super exciting and super motivating to see today, to see so many attendees and speakers from different countries. And this is, in fact, this is tolerance. This is communication. This is what does building relations overseas means. We are here trying to raise our voice and highlight the importance of tolerance, because this is what we need nowadays. We need to be like to unify all our efforts. We need to become like a one unity, helping each other in order to of course go through all of these difficulties. Today, I'm representing our cultural club of Ali Belhouane, Tunis. It has worked so much on the theme of tolerance, human rights, and so on. I would really love to thank all the members of this club, because we have really worked a lot on these themes. And I'm really sure that all of your organizations are really worked a lot on these themes and are really doing effective work on this. Thank you so much, everyone. And super glad to hear your thoughts and inputs upon this. And I'm really sure that somehow you're going to influence lots of future change makers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lilia. You have spoken so well, all clear, and you are also just as inspirational and very encouraging. And we would like to still see more from you. And this time, next year, by this time, I'm sure we will be talking another level from everyone. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, shall I find out if Sofia Del Carmen from Mexico is here? Sophia, please raise the hand if you are here. Del Carmen. If not, we are going to go straight to Paristan Kazaz from Iraq. Paristan Kazaz from Iraq. If not, I'm passing as well to Mohammed Dima Mawenje from Uganda. Mohammed from Uganda. We are going to pass as well. Do we have Farah Mossad from Egypt? Oh my word, I see this time around. What did you do? Nobody likes me. Farah Mossad from Egypt. Not. Mohammed Noura from Nigeria. Mohammed Noura from Nigeria.
Marhaba.
All right, thank you very much, madam. The stage is yours. You have 5 minutes.
أنا برستان مديرة تنفيذية والملقية باسم المنظمة تعليم وتأهيل الطفل من العراق. أشكر كل الموجودين وأشكر لكل شخص إنه ساهم بهذا المؤتمر لكلمة السلام. أشكر الحضور، شكرا لكم وشكرا لهالفرصة الجميلة. باسم السلام إنه إحنا أكثر منظمة اشتغلنا على هذا الشيء، إنه نحقق السلام بالعراق. كلكم تدرون إحنا من أكثر الشعوب أو من أكثر المدن العربية أو شرق الأوسط إنه بيها أكثر من طائفة وأكثر من مذهب، فيصير كلش مشاكل كبيرة بهاي الأثناء. فمن نجي نشتغل على هيك السالفة إنه لازم نكون كلش منتبهين من إنه نتقبل الذات، نتقبل رأي الأشخاص الآخرين، نتقبل المذاهب الموجودة، نتقبل الطوائف الموجودة. فأكثر من طائفة موجودة بالعراق تحديداً. فمن نشتغل على السلام ونحدد الطوائف ونحدد ونجمعهم كلهم ونرتبهم على حسب إنه نعلمهم التسامح والسلام. فهذا شيء كلش من أكثر الأشياء المتداولة إنه نشتغل عليهم، من أكثر الفرص الموجودة إنه نساهم من خلال المنظمات الدولية ومن خلال المنظمات المحلية إنه ننشر السلام والتسامح الدولي أو العالمي بهيك مجتمعات أو المجتمعات اللي بيها أكثر من مذهب وأكثر من طوائف آخرة. وأعيد الشكر إنه شكرا جزيلا لكل الحضور ولكل شخص ساهم بتكوين هذا المؤتمر الجميل، وشكرا لكم.
شكرا فرح. فرح من أي مكان من العراق حضرتك؟ فرح. العفو
وياي؟
فارستان. نعم فارستان، من أي مكان؟
أنا من الشمال، بس أصلي من بغداد، بس أنا عايشة بالشمال.
أهلا وسهلا بك. اسم المنظمة؟
أهلا وسهلا بكم.
I take it that it was the end.
I'm Farha. You hear me?
Thank you very much. All right.
Hello.
Yes, you may speak, Farah.
I'm Farha. I'm from Egypt, and I thank you for hearing me, and thank all people who attend the conference. And I want to thank Dr. Tamara for her speech. You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're welcome.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Peace is when people are able to resolve their conflicts without violence and can work together to improve the quality of their life. Peace is the desire of every beating heart. Peace is the hope of every nation, the promise of every politician, the pulse of every religious tradition, the goal of every barrier. Peace is the blood, courage, and ultimate response to the nation. The violence provides any visible solution for the conflicts of our world, where war destroys and tears apart. Peace builds strength and restores at the same time. Peace is personal for each of us, longs for security and traditionally in the face of the troubles and anxiety and chaos that often touch our life. Being tolerant of each other and caring for each other is what makes us human. By teaching tolerance, we allow individuality and diversity while promoting peace and a safe society. Our success in the struggle of intolerance depends on the efforts we make to educate ourselves and our children. Intolerance can be unlearned. Tolerance and mutual respect have to be learned. Every person of every religion has an obligation to uphold the meaning of tolerance. In fact, tolerance is a major belief within religion. However, it is always the many people within many religions have throughout history and continue to this day participate in tolerance in order to gain personal or secular power. How we can promote peace and tolerance? The first reasonable thing that we would probably come to our mind is by adopting rules, regulation, laws, and declaration. Tolerance is still a rare occurrence in many nations which don't believe in diversity. All people are different in everything, even if they live in one country. Thanks for all of you and good luck.
Thank you so much, Madam Mossad. Thank you so much. I may not have heard, but I so much like your face and your picture. It's just peaceful and the beautiful smile that you have. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have Sophia?
Hi, thank you.
Do we have? Thank you, Sophia. The mic
Thank
is
you
yours, 5 minutes.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you to Dr. Tamara, Mohammed, and all of you. I'm from Tijuana, Mexico. I'm a businesswoman and social leader. Today I'm representing the Peace is Possible Network. We're born in a diverse world and our lives have a purpose. No matter how different we can be, we are unique and we deserve to live in peace. But every day, people suffer because of difference. This year, 23 journalists were killed around the world defending their freedom of expression. In social media, we love to support Pride Day, but we're still using offensive and discriminatory language, and these expressions have consequences. For example, this year, more than 60 LGTB intersex were killed in Colombia. Every day, people prefer to have the reason instead to live in peace. We break relationships with others because we want they be alike us. We are not accepting difference, but every single person in this world is still being unique. Many people dream with the world peace. Many people work for the world peace, but not so many start their days in peace. Even some who are considered religious spend their lives trying to impose their dogmas. Much war and death has emerged from these conflicts. We forgot to love our human condition over diversity. The world is still in conflict, and every time we divide or discriminate, we are losing the value of our greatness. We need to be tolerant. Tolerance is respect, acceptance, and appreciation of the rich diversity of our world's culture, our forms of expressions, and ways of human being. It's fostered by knowledge, openness, communication, and freedom of those conscience and belief. Tolerance contributes to the replacement of culture of war by the culture of peace. But how we can be more tolerant? How we can be it? The answer for me was travel and collaboration. I was lucky to travel since I was a little girl with my sister inside and outside Mexico. We explored many countries. But I also lucky to raise in Tijuana, Mexico, border with San Diego, California, the world's most transit border. Here, tolerance is a common practice if you want to live in harmony. In Tijuana, more than 90% of the inhabitants come from another cities or other countries. In some ways, we love diversity, including our economy emerged from innovation. For example, we don't have a traditional food dish as the rest of the Mexican Republic. What we have is a fantastic and innovative cosmopolitan gastronomy as the result of our culture's fusion. Every day, we receive immigrants from South America, Caribbean, China. And believe it or not, Americans are the largest group of immigrants living in Mexico. Last year, we're about 1.5 million. We are diverse. And of course, our difference brings problems, but our local leaders have learned we can be bigger than our problems with tolerance and collaboration. But let me tell you about my experience. In 1999, I co-founded the nonprofit Tijuana Trasciende. For a long 10 years, I leadership social programs to improve urban culture, working with youth artists to rescue the public space from violence. 3 years ago, I started to travel to other countries with a purpose and launched the social enterprise around the world. What we do is travel for peace. Every time we travel around the world, we visit communities in risk of violence and give to the local children's peace workshops. We teach them values like tolerance, respect, and diversity. During the workshops, we invite travelers from other countries to the communities with the purpose of provoke cultural interchange between children and travelers. Our final activity is gather them to collaborate into an urban art intervention. We select a public space in risk of violence and empower children to transform and possess that space. At the end of the process, they experience the power to become a change maker. They value tolerance as a greatness of a cultural diversity. Finally, travelers and children become our peace ambassadors. Actually, we've done this work in 4 countries, but our dream is to visit every single country in the world and build peace bridges between cultures. By the other hand, in my experience, I realized Tijuana has the best social and business leader I ever seen. But the problem was they wasn't collaborating for peace. If you Google Tijuana, you may still find violence problems and sexual tourism. And over the years, no matter how extraordinary efforts we can do for goodness as a leaders, the local news often focus in conflicts. There's not big change to communicate to the world of greatness. So in 2017, I co-founded the Peace is Possible network and call to action to all local leaders to collaborate for peace as one. I call them to share to the world at goodness, educating our new generation for peace. We named our network the Peace is Possible instead of Peace is Possible because with this grammatical error, we wanted to remember we work to make peace a tangible fact. We focus to measure the impact of our action aligned with the global goals, specifically